studios in Brea, California, here is the Doyledin podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Doyledin podcast. We got Elimination Chamber coming up, so we're going to be talking about that, and then, of course, the highlights of this past week's Raw and possibly SmackDown. Elimination Chamber takes place right between two of the best pay-per-views, PLEs. Has Elimination Chamber ever been like hyped up for you at any point in WWE's lifetime, or has it just kind of been this whatever?
Well, no, I think it's always been a cool event. It's been different because of the chambers, and it's one of those you don't get to see any other time during the year. So it's for that purpose, it's really good. But the talent, you've got to have some good talent in there to make you still want to watch it. And they're going the route, obviously, like Javon Evans. So okay, he's going to do some high flying off the pods, and stuff like that. That's my only reason I can think they can put him in this match is because he can get some cool moves. Other than that, to me, there's no purpose for him to be in this match at all. He's not a main event player. But I've always enjoyed it when I watched it. And now with the caveat of, okay, you win, you're getting a title shot. I think it's been around I don't know if it's been around since the beginning or not, but that's a nice added touch as well. So, it's Rumble, Chamber, Mania, Mania not looking strong this year at all, in all honesty. But on a typical year when you have good storylines and you have strong talent, that's a great,
and nobody's
3
injured.
or 4 months of nobody gets injured. Really, that's unfortunate too. We'll talk about that, but I don't know. I'm a fan of the Chamber. What about you?
Well, I'm a fan of it. I think you named off a lot of things to make you excited for it, but this year I'm just not excited. I'm just not excited for Chamber. I don't care, just because I know in the grand scheme of things it won't matter. Just like Roman Reigns winning the Rumble, they've really done nothing with it on Raw, or I don't even know if they're doing anything with it on SmackDown. But from when he's shown up on Raw, it's like, all right, we already know you won, dude. Like, I don't know what you want, what else you want from us, and it feels like they're doing a lot more with Liv Morgan winning the Rumble, but right now it's just kind of like I feel like nothing feels important anymore, and especially this going back talking about King of the Ring. Do you even remember who won the last King of the Ring?
Actually, I don't.
I believe it was Cody Rhodes. I believe Cody Rhodes won King of the Ring.
Okay.
And there's another thing. They've done nothing with it, and I want these titles, not like actual titles, but, winner of Elimination Chamber, winner of King of the Ring to actually mean something. and I know it won't mean anything. It'll just, once Elimination Chamber's over, they'll have their match at Mania, and then it'll be a fart in the wind, and I don't know.
I agree with you that the titles have become so unimportant, and that's a huge part of the rating and the attendance problems. You can have your storylines, which they're lacking as well, your personal storylines, but at the end of the day, the fans want to see guys go head to head for a championship to be that number one. That's why the Super Bowl is the most watched game. It's because that's the championship game. Even though this past game, Seahawks, nobody gave a shit at the end of the day that they won it, but everybody still tuned in because it was the championship match.
Yeah.
And the Super Bowl still means something. The Super Bowl championship still means something. But the WWE championships are the importance of them is going downhill fast because it's just treated like a secondary thing in the storylines, and even the storylines are not that important.
Yeah.
I just finished watching WrestleMania 5 all over again. I'll do that. I'll just turn on WrestleMania when I'm working out, and then continue to watch it until it's over on every workout. And that whole Savage Hogan thing they built for a year, had them explode, and it was such a personal, but also not just the personal aspect of it, but the championship meant something. Savage was going to protect that with his whole life, no matter what. He was jealous over Elizabeth, but you're not getting my championship. That was more important to him. Even though the whole explosion was because of the jealousy with Liz, at the end of the day, to him, that championship meant more than anything. And so when that match happened at WrestleMania 5, that was just so hot. It was so hot, And then you go to WrestleMania 6 and you have Hogan Warrior. Now you have title versus title, where the Intercontinental title was such a big deal. It was like, oh my God, is Hogan going to win and have the Intercontinental title too? Where nowadays, is Punk going to win the Intercontinental title from Dom? Okay, who cares? It's like, it's not even a big deal anymore. It's sad, And of course, Warrior won, so Warrior became a double champion. And then they had a tournament for the Intercontinental title, which was phenomenal. The importance of that belt. And that was the working man's title. When they brought it back and Cody got it, it was the working man's title, and then it just went boom again, I think with whatever they're doing, I don't know, again, the TKO buyout, the lack of wrestling minds directing the boat, they're still there. The wrestling minds are still there. But the guys directing the boat are now above them from a different world, and they are trying to make it more UFC-like, and it doesn't work in pro wrestling.
Nope. It does not translate at all.
You look at UFC, it's title versus, it's McGregor if he's the champ versus whomever. Okay, cool, it's going to be a good fight. Well, it's a real fight. It's you're going to want to watch it because it's a real fight, and they're fighting for a title. There doesn't need to be a storyline because it's a real fight.
Yeah.
And people get that. In pro wrestling, there has to be a storyline. There has to be some psychology involved. That's just the way it is because
it's like a movie.
It's a continuous thing. It's not like McGregor's going to come out the next night after the UFC and go, okay, now I'm going on to this guy. Okay, why? If he did that, people want to know why, and they would want to see more and more. But the UFC heavyweight championship is only defended, I don't know, once every 6 months, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a huge UFC fan, so I don't watch it, so I don't understand.
I would assume that they would need to heal between each match.
Right. Exactly. So again, you don't need that storyline to constantly get that attention because I'm only seeing it defended every so often, not all the time.
Yeah.
Now, if they start defending that UFC championship every week, once a month, people are going to be going, get tired of it, so give you another reason to watch it. More than just another fight for a belt.
Yeah.
And with WWE, as much as I love them, and I think a lot of the guys there, a ton of respect for, and they're missing the mark right now on a lot of talent. I think the wrong talent's getting pushed in some aspects, and not enough is being put into the talent they are pushing. As far as a storyline standpoint, it's just like, hey, here's this guy who looks flashy and can do a move. Well, who is he?
Yeah.
And this guy is wanting to work with this guy or fight this guy because he thinks he's cool too. I mean, give me something.
Yeah.
Give me something. Like, steal his dog.
Yeah. I don't give. Yeah. Steal his dog, burn his house with the dog in it.
Bang his sister. Do something that he's gonna make him pissed off.
Yeah.
Why can't we get back to real storylines?
Like create like a fake AI video or something of him doing something, and then like like I don't know, mess with something like some stuff that's current, some stuff that you could easily put into a story. And I think like using AI would be like, oh, this asshole's using AI. You know, you're already going to get heat because of
Right.
that.
Sure.
Um,
Sure.
and I don't know. I think they don't care. They got a lot of people who don't care about these storylines and building up a storyline because they know people are still going to buy this shit. And they're still going to watch it
Well,
like us.
well, less people are buying it, and especially with the pricing going through the roof, less people are buying it, and that's evident with the WrestleMania ticket sales.
Yeah.
But I mean, give me characters. Give me that's the allure of wrestling is the characters and storylines. And I feel like this is something that we talk about almost every time we have a show. Like, every time we do this is it's nothing's changing. You know,
Yeah.
and again, I think it's because we had the social media generation where some people just don't want to be a certain character because they're going to look foolish or they think their image is going to be destroyed on social media, and that's so more important to them than playing a character in playing a role and just getting it over.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
Bret Hart never had a problem with it, but
That's why he's one of the best of all time. I mean,
he is the best.
yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I digress.
Yeah. I mean, I, I don't want to keep saying shit we've already said, but you know what? Feel like we have to because shit's not changing. And we don't see it heading in a direction of change, and it pains us. I think it disappoints us, and at the end of the day, it is just WWE. It is just people in the ring wrestling, but it's it's not being cared for how it should be cared for, and it's not being cared for how I feel we were promised it would be cared for when they made their shift to Netflix, and they had this whole thing of Triple H being like, yeah, I'm in charge now, things are going to be amazing and all this bullshit. And I'm just like, well, when is that going to happen? When are things going to be like, really good? I feel like, the most interesting thing ever since Triple H has been in charge has been the Punk McIntyre stuff with, and a belt wasn't even involved in that. So,
There you go.
you know,
There you go. Now you do that right, and you add a belt, and it's holy shit. That's fucking
yeah,
WrestleMania box office money right there. But they're not capitalizing, and they're not, you know, putting their foot down and saying, "Hey, this is what we're doing." I don't know. Again, if there's guys saying, "I don't want to do that because that's not me," and there's too much power and there's too much. It's like Vince. Vince was a great way to manipulate people into doing what he wanted them to do. Uh, there's so many stories out there of guys going, Vince told me that I could be champion. And it's kind of like, well, he never told you would be champion. He said you could be champion. And that's up to you. And that's the truest thing that he could say.
yeah,
That's up to you. Get the pop you need, get over, and you could be champion. And that goes for anybody. But nowadays, it's like you don't have to get over. It's just like, well, let's see, who put the title on and who the favorite is right now as far as backstage, or do we have to pander to somebody so they won't leave and go to AEW? Like, let them go to AEW. Who gives a shit? AEW
yeah.
it's
They're
not
not
very
even
well
like
produced.
a valid competition at this point.
Nah, I mean, great production,
It,
a
it
lot of money in the.
it would be the perfect time for them to get their shit together, and then
Oh my god,
show
I
up
would love
WWE.
to have the book for AEW as far as creative.
Yeah,
Man, that would be amazing. But anyway, and even WWE. I mean, geez, but here we are in 2026, and we have two companies that have the most money of any era in pro wrestling, and we're putting out garbage.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, WWE is WWE, so you're going to get the audience, but it is starting to fall a little bit, and if they're not careful, they could run into some problems.
Yep.
And one of the things, and we can talk about Raw here in a second, when we talk about injuries and taking out top stars, is getting rid of house shows was a huge mistake. Huge mistake. And that's evident right now. It's like, your brother plays football, and those guys in the off season that don't play football, who just go to the gym and don't do anything, don't do any hitting or, whatever the position entails, when they come back for summer, they're hurting right away because their body is not used to their body has healed from the hits of last season.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're getting these new bruises all over again. And now their muscles are more susceptible to injury. Bones are even a little more fragile. But like your brother, if he keeps throwing in the off season, he keeps doing that. Come game time, come season time, his muscles are still working just as good, and he's ready to go.
Yeah.
Same thing goes for wrestlers. They're not working every night now. So when you hit the ropes, your body's more tender. When you take those bumps, your body's more tender. It used to be a saying, take less bumps, and you'll last longer. Yeah, but less, it has a certain point where you then get too little.
Yeah.
And now you're going to be more susceptible. Yeah, now you're fragile. Exactly. And that's what's happening right now. I mean, you've seen all these guys just breaking down,
Bronson Reed over flipping up fucking. No, sorry, not Bronson Reed. Fucking Braun Breaker. He misses 2 episodes of Raw and I already forget his name. You flip over a table and you get a hernia. Like what is that?
Yeah, I mean that's a freak thing. That's just something that anybody can get a hernia just by lifting your chair. But like the Bronson Reed thing, is we want to talk about the opening of Raw. I mean, we can transition into that because Raw. Yeah, cold open. I just don't like the commentators in the ring. It's so awkward. It's like have them at the desk, have people behind them, show them that. But I guess maybe because the people aren't so pumped for the show like they used to be with JR and Cole sitting there, or JR or Lawler and Cole sitting there, or JR and Lawler sitting there. Because later on in the show, on last week's Raw, Punk did his promo, and they hit his music after it was over, and there was like no reaction. He was even trying to get the crowd to get up, and they were just kind of like, okay, all right, bye.
Because it's the same shit every week.
It was terrible. It was terrible. And, it wasn't an awful promo. It's just like nobody gave a shit because, yes, it's kind of the same thing every week with him. He's out every week doing a promo. Can't do that. Can't do that. Okay? Give him a backstage segment. Give him something where he is not active in his storyline at all right now.
Nope.
And there's nothing going on backstage that makes me go, oh shit, I got to see what's going to happen in the ring. Because what happened outside the ring, was crazy.
Yeah.
Kind of like, hey, did you know that this 6th grader and this other 6th grader are going to probably fight after school? Okay, cool, whatever. All right. But guess what? Hey, this 6th grader's called this other 6th grader across the classroom, called him a bitch, said he was going to do this to him. And this other guy said, you know what? F you and your sister, because I'm going to make sure that she's,
I'm showing up to that middle school fight.
What's going on with these guys?
Showing up with popcorn. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, in the classroom, they're getting at each other's faces, and they have to be pulled apart and all that. And it's like, hey, I'll see you down the alley at whatever time, or behind the bleachers and wherever you guys fight. I don't know. I'm not from here. After school, and now I'm like, holy shit, this is going to go down. This is going to be crazy. And they're getting at each other, and they're clawing. And now I want to see who's going to win this thing. But if it's just constant, like, yeah, screw you. Oh, yeah, screw you. Okay. and
I gotta do
they're
this
face to
alone,
face.
guys.
It's like,
It's like, you're a heel.
okay,
What
well,
do you
yeah,
mean you gotta
whatever.
do this alone? You want that fucking belt? Get it, you know?
Unbelievable.
It's yeah.
And I don't know if they're pandering to a certain freaking tool that's running TKO or who's got their claws at Netflix, because Netflix is all about this woke shit,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to get into all that, but you can see how that transitions to storylines and can ruin a product by changing, you want to get that masculinity down, and the girls, the women, who are great, by the way, we can talk about them, seem to get more of a push. Like, what's going on? Can we have a fair balance here? But also, storyline wise, can we please use more psychology?
Yeah. Serious.
Give me something that's going to make me want to buy this goddamn fucking PLE.
Yeah, and one big thing to talk about that is the AJ Styles tribute. and my biggest complaint about it, I mean, it's cool and all, giving a tribute to a wrestler that, a lot of people liked and was actually a damn good wrestler, but at the same time, business comes first, How much more interesting would it have been? How much more heat would Gunther have gotten if he interrupted that tribute? If he showed up and cut a promo coming down from the audience and just shitting on it, be like, I retired you. What are you talking about? Get the hell out of my ring, And I don't know. I feel like they don't have that thought process of business comes
Yeah,
first.
but at the same time, though, I don't know, because this is legit. I mean, AJ's done. That's it. Period. And the Hall of Fame thing I thought was cool. Taker. Oh my god, that was so awesome.
Yeah.
I think some things you got to just leave alone. But I do think that should have
when
been.
you have the whole locker room come out and be like, tell Gunther you need to get the fuck out of here, and that's when Gunther's just kind of like backs off and laughs and does his thing, and that's when Taker comes out and there's you can still do it. You can still do it,
All right, now you got me sold on it. Now you have me sold on it. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
So let's do this. So Gunther comes out, and then Taker, boom, yeah, and then Taker runs him off. I like that.
Yeah, or something, and instead of it just being like, okay, we're all just,
That's terrible. I love it.
Playing with AJ Styles' ego or something. I know that came out wrong, but like,
No, but I know what you're saying. And,
yeah.
In a way, you're right. At the end of the day, it's all about the product and furthering storylines, and I get it.
Yeah,
But here's the thing,
I don't know.
and it's how bad everything is right now. That was the main event. That was your last segment of the show, because
Terrible.
there's nothing else to really give you a go home, because some of the main guys are hurt, unfortunately, and there's nothing else interesting going on that's going to make me want to stay tuned to the very end.
Yeah.
And honestly, I flicked through most of Raw this past week for the first time in a long time, and that was probably the only full segment I actually watched.
Oof.
So their plan worked, but at the same time, it's streaming, so what does it matter? I can watch it whenever I want.
And it
still
doesn't
flick through
further
everything else.
anything. It doesn't further any storyline or anything else, and
Right.
if it's not going to do that, why show it?
And I'll tell you one thing. One other thing that I did watch, which, again, I think they're listening to us again, which is good, which shows they want to improve. And I'm impressed with you with WWE. Good job.
Just good job for staying Doyledin. That's it.
For staying Doyledin on a couple of things, but you still need some work on the rest, and we'll help you with that. Okay, just bear with us.
Yeah.
But the cold open, good, and then not having Becky Lynch in the ring with a live mic, being pre-produced, that's the way it should be. That was a solid promo by Becky.
Yeah.
Because it was pre-produced and not live, and it wasn't hey, go out there and act like this, and I think that's more true her is what you saw, and old Becky, which was great. That's what
Yeah.
we want to see, heel or face.
And
And
with
she got her point across. Oh,
and something like that, it does so much to not have a heel show up, especially when they have a belt, to not show up in the ring, wrestle, cut a promo. That already puts heat immediately on the wrestler, you know.
sure.
And
Yeah.
one thing that sticks out to me, especially when I was younger, was Chris Jericho came back again in WWE. But when he came back, he would always come out with a mic, stand in the ring, wouldn't say anything, and then go backstage. And just because of that, he would get heat. He would get heat, and that's how he slowly molded himself to become the heel that people were booing him and all this stuff. And I think a little after that is when he did the list stuff. But
Right.
I mean, he got over. He got a piece of paper over.
and that's where less is more, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't always have to come out and do a 5-minute promo
Exactly.
to get over. If that's what it takes for you to get over, then I mean, Bret Hart was probably one of the worst promo guys of his time. He wasn't very good on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
I love the guy. Wasn't very good on the mic, but he didn't need to be because of how good he was in the ring.
Yeah.
And the storylines always meant something, right? So, and Shawn Michaels, he was great on the mic and great in the ring. And, that's why the two of them ended up being the top guys once, the Hogans and the Savages and all those guys left. But you don't need a promo every week, like the Vision, they don't need to come out and do a promo every week. They can do their shit backstage, their antics. They can come out and do something during a match. They don't have to have the mic to get over.
Yeah.
Actions speak louder than words. That's such a true saying, especially in pro wrestling. If you go out there and run your mouth, but then you don't back it up, or you don't show that you're doing something else backstage to further what you just said, then it's a wasted promo. And people just, next time you come out and say stuff, people are just going to go, okay, which is what's happening with CM Punk.
Yep.
It's like, okay, we've heard the same thing. Now what? Now do fucking something.
I want Balor to win, and I know he's not going to win. But like I and I don't know if I should be feeling that way, considering Balor's a heel.
Well, you're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, though, at the same time, I don't know if they care.
They don't.
We don't care if you're cheering or booing. Just watch.
Exactly.
Just give us your money. It's like, fuck, really? I mean, that is not good for business, because at the end of the day, if I get tired of both of these guys, then you're screwed. You have to have that fine line where I want this guy now and maybe this guy later. So I'm not going to get tired of both of them because I'm not cheering for both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't get it, and
I don't either. It's so like, I don't know. I would love to be a fly on the wall in any like board meetings or
look, creative. Just watch Unreal. You can see how freaking. I mean, Michael Hayes. I didn't watch it, but I guess Michael Hayes on one of the. And I love Michael Hayes. Michael is one of the funniest fucking dudes I've ever met in my entire life, and he's one of the Fabulous Freebirds.
Okay.
Michael P.S. Hayes. He's one of the Fabulous Freebirds. Was Doc Hendricks back in the day with WWE when he first came in as an announcer and all that stuff. But he's on creative and he's a producer. Legend, right? But apparently, and I didn't see it. I don't watch Unreal because it's just fucking stupid. But he had said that, oh my gosh, Chelsea Green, he pretty much said that she, is just there to be there, is from what my understanding is of what I read. And, she does a good job of just being there and usable. And a lot of people got upset apparently or whatever. But,
why? Because it was like derogatory towards like her being a woman, or
no, like, not her being a woman, just her being a talent.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't, and I, again, didn't see it, but I highly doubt Michael meant it that way, because I know how Michael has talked in the past about talent, and to those who don't understand the placement on a show, it may come across a little, wrong, but
People don't understand. I mean, look at R-Truth. All the people that were clamoring for R-Truth to get re-signed. They don't understand. Like, they don't understand this business. They just want people to make them laugh, people to make them react in certain ways. But anyway, sorry. I hate my apologies for interrupting.
You're right. And that's just it. It's like, let them make the decisions. The guys who are running the show make the decisions, and you may not agree with it, you may not like it, but accept it and move on, and find somebody else to cheer for, because he's come back, and you guys have done nothing with him, and nobody gives a shit.
Nope.
So what was all that nonsense about? What was all the noise about? Right? But Michael, I don't know if he's still part of creative or not. But to be a part of the creative concept, listen to Unreal, and I guess you can watch that and see how they go about the process these days. But I've seen clips on X and on YouTube of some of the creative meetings, and man, it's definitely different. I mean, I know it's been 25 years since I was there, which is, I can't believe it's been that long, but
my whole life.
Definitely different than when I was there. Everybody's dressed, very professionally, which wasn't the way back then. And just a couple of guys just standing around and just, well, oh yeah. And some of the things I've heard him say is like, well, that's just basic freaking logic. That's something that I might have said in 2001, and Vince or Steph look at me and go, "That's all you got," And now that seems to be like, oh my God, that's great. It's like, give me something a little more spicy, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to come across like I hate WWE. I don't. I love WWE.
No,
I just don't agree with what's going on right now.
I think
my heart will always be with WWE.
I think anybody who's watching the channel, anybody who can look at our channel, knows that we do like WWE, and I think us saying all this stuff, being honest, is literally what we need to do to cope with this bullshit.
Absolutely.
So,
you got to be honest. You can love. I mean, it's like having a kid, right? It's like, and I love you, but sometimes I'm like, what the f are you doing?
Yeah.
Knock that shit off.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I don't love you. I'm just trying to redirect you.
Yeah.
And but when you were younger, of course, I don't talk to you like that now because you're like almost as tall as me, and I don't want you hitting me. But you have to be honest, and unfortunately, sometimes some of these people that work there can't take criticism.
Yeah.
And can't just go, oh, well, that's their opinion, But it has to be, oh, what the hell do they know? What, they're on some freaking podcast. And it's like, shut the, First of all, take it like a freaking man. And second of all, it's not just us. This is a general consensus from what I see on X, from the fans. And again, I'm not all into giving fans what they want, but if fans are not happy with creative in general, and there's nothing tantalizing, there's nothing to keep them occupied and intrigued. I'm not saying give them the storylines they want, just give them like Vince would listen. Okay, this is not working. They want this, but we're not going to give it to them. We're going to give them this, and finally get there.
Yeah,
that was a thing that Vince used to do so well.
And
now it's just like,
oh yeah, and all this is just, I'm sure that's why Vince crashed his car recently.
That was last year.
Oh, that was last year.
The video just came out.
Oh, gotcha. I just saw the video. It's just like, oh, interesting.
That actually happened the day Hulk Hogan died. Yeah, crazy
wow.
Crazy that we could have. Thankfully, we didn't, and it's unfortunate we had to lose one. But
we could have lost.
You imagine
as well
on the same day? I mean, how crazy is that? right? But it was before that crash happened, like an hour or so before Hogan passed. I guess I don't know,
Wow.
but that was, I mean, he took responsibility for it. He admitted that was his fault, and shouldn't have been driving that car. It was a little too fast for him. And I've never seen him drive, but I've heard he is probably one of the worst drivers ever. Anyway,
Yeah.
So, and he speeds like he just, I don't think he realizes how fast he's going. I don't know, but but
Interesting.
he's raced a few guys before anyway. But
Okay. All right.
I'm glad everybody was okay.
Yeah. But I don't know. Do you think you ever see Vince coming back?
Man, I mean, the only way he could come back is, I don't know, if he bought the company, but I don't think TKO is ever going to let go of this company.
Yeah.
And with the lawsuit going on, I mean, if that went out the window tomorrow, I don't know if they'd bring him back, because this chick ain't going to win this case. She's a piece of work, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So maybe after the case, I don't know. Maybe they'll bring him back in some capacity. I would love to see him back with the company. Have,
Shake some
be in
things
charge of
out.
operations. Oh my gosh, I mean,
Yeah.
it's needed. And at the same time, I really wish Stephanie would be involved in the creative process. She was my direct boss when I was there, and she is like a mini Vince when it comes to that stuff. She's really good, and I think that's obviously she's doing her stuff how she wants to do it, and that's great, and that's awesome. But I think WWE would definitely benefit immensely from having her involved.
Yeah. I agree. I feel like because correct me if I'm wrong, but she's had the most experience of like coming up with stories and coming up with all that stuff, right? Compared to Triple H or,
Sure.
so
Yeah,
I don't know.
but Triple H got groomed by Vince as well over the years. So he's definitely. I'm not taking any away from Hunter, because he's great, man. He's an awesome dude, and I think he's the right guy to be in charge of the company, as opposed to an outsider, for sure. And I know he loves the business. I know he loves to help the talent and to just put on what he can. But I think part of the problem is, we don't have so many great looking talent that we need to have, but creatively still we're lacking.
Yeah.
I mean, with Brett and Sean, the size difference from them coming from Savage and Hogan was huge, and it's a new generation. But Vince creatively was able to get it over and make it work, and they need to do that here, because it's definitely a different look, different image of what it was 10 years ago, even. And you got to work with that, but you got to get creative, man.
Yeah. Agreed.
I've gone on. Sorry.
No. You're okay. I mean, talk about something that lacks creative. I mean, this whole Natty versus Maxine Dupree shit. What are they doing with this?
So I like that. I will say that was one of the highlights for me as well.
She looks like the bully.
To just right away be violently just fucking slam her face into that thing and knock her out. Holy shit, that was vicious.
Yes, but they're not going to do anything with it. It's not going to go anywhere.
Sure it will.
No.
I mean, it will. Maxine will come back, get the win, and then you have Maxine go back up the ladder for a championship, I would hope.
You think that's what'll happen? I don't think that's going to happen at all. I think.
But here's the thing. We're talking about, hey, make the storylines intriguing, and then that happens, and that's like, holy shit. To me, that's intriguing. Now, what's Maxine going to do? I want to see what Maxine's payback is going to be.
Okay.
And she's got to come back. Like, Natty's got to have a match next week. Maxine comes out. They hold her back because she's not cleared concussion protocol yet. And she's like, I don't give a shit. I want to get my hands on her. And Natty's just laughing at her from the ring. And Natty either gets rolled up and loses, or she gets the win. What, it don't matter. You know. So backstage, Pierce tells Maxine, "Hey, your concussion is still not cleared." To get over the fact that this was a vicious, attack last week.
Yeah.
So he says, "You should be clear for next week, so you can come back next week." And she's like, "Okay." Or he can say, "You should be cleared by Friday." Right? And she goes, "Friday." And he's like, "Clear by Friday. Then you can go after Natty." And she's like, "All right." Monday comes along. We have footage from over the weekend where Maxine, "Hey, I was cleared Friday. Saturday, I'm showing up at Natty's door, and I'm busting that door in, and I'm beating the shit out of Natty in her own house." Something like that, right? This is personal. This is personal.
You're asking for too much.
I am.
You're asking for too, like back in the day, that would totally be a thing. Like, I could see that, but they don't care that much. They like.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope we get something like that. I like something, fresh and new, and but I feel like they don't do a lot of the whole, footage from this past weekend, or backstage footage that much. I mean, it feels like they only do it at the beginning of the show now, and I don't know. They had the cold open was cool. I think the transition from Gunther to Cody Rhodes, I thought that was so well done, and Gunther leaving to Cody Rhodes coming out and then doing whatever Cody was doing. I thought that was well done, and I wish that we would have kept that energy through the whole show,
Right.
But
right.
Whatever.
Yeah. And here's one thing I'd like to see. I mean, I'm just spitting out ideas here, right? Where you could go with a company like TKO behind WWE now, right? When I was with WWE, we shut down a bridge in, I don't know if it was Georgia or Texas. We were, after the show, after SmackDown, we went and shot something. No, after Raw, we went and shot something for the next night's SmackDown. And it was basically Rock throwing Austin's belt in the river. So we were out on this bridge for a couple of hours into the early morning, filming this segment. And, we got the permit to shut that bridge down so we could film it for X amount of hours, whatever it was. Well, why can't we still do that kind of thing? Let's shut down an intersection somewhere for an hour and pay the city and film a road rage incident with Maxine and Natty, like real life shit,
Yeah.
And this is the kind of thing that will get attention from media outlets. And there you go. Here's free advertising, right? And you have people who work for the company in other cars filming this like it's real. And, she blocks her off, cuts her off, whatever, gets out, drags her out of the car, and they're fighting in the street. Like, holy shit, what is going on here? I mean, stuff like that can be real and can be done. And it's not absurd. Is this entertainment?
Yeah.
Well, they do that in film, they do that in TV shows. Why can't they do it in WWE?
And how interesting would Unreal be if it showed how they filmed all that stuff, and
oh my god, what a great again, don't want to give away it all. I don't like that, but if you're going to do that, I mean, yes, that would be a great.
If it's something like that, that is the perfect thing to do Unreal on. Of like, all right, this is how we set up this shot. This is we got to make sure we get doing all this. Like, oh man, that's I think how you're supposed to do Unreal, instead of just pulling up the curtain, showing everything. Give us
the process in the room.
Yeah, we already know kind of that you guys are running out of ideas and you guys aren't do Unreal about the stuff that is more creative and that is like puts a lot of work and effort into it, and you know, and honestly, I would like to see the Unreal about how, I mean, because you know, I'm going to talk about it again, but the cold open for Raw, this is live. This is, you know, there was only one shot to do that, and they did it. Like, I want to know, like, the creative process of, like, coming up with that idea of, you know, that one cut of Gunther going back and then Cody coming out. Like the timing on that is just insane, considering it's a live show. And, you know, I've never seen them do anything like that. And seeing that, I was like very, very
it's been
surprised.
done in the past, but it's been a long time since they've done stuff like that.
Okay. Gotcha.
But yes, I want to see the show open with stuff like that. Absolutely. You're right. 100%. If it's not that, I want somebody showing up, getting out of a car. What the hell are they doing here? I want to see somebody getting their ass kicked backstage. Like, what's going on here? What's happening the rest of the show? I want to see something that's going to keep me hooked and let me know, hey, something else is coming.
Yeah.
You know?
Like they could have showed Brock Lesnar getting out of the car at the beginning of the show to lead up to his promo in the ring. Him and Paul Heyman's promo. But, you know, little like things like that, little breadcrumbs like that of like, okay, why was Brock Lesnar at the beginning of the show? You know, why, you know, what is this? What is that? And then that's what keeps you tuned in. And not only does it keep you tuned in, but those little things like that, it pays off the viewer, you know, of this is your little reward for sticking around. You know, as weird as it sounds, that's literally what it is. It is a payoff to what you just saw on the episode, and there's none of that. Like you said, there's like we don't get any of that anymore. There's no, you know, the only thing we're gonna get paid off for at Elimination Chamber is finding out what the fuck is in that box. You know, and it's going to be disappointing no matter what's in there. You know, what are they going to do? Have like a person in there pop out and, you know, the turkey from Survivor Series?
Yeah, you know, there's nobody that I'm aware of that. Well, first of all, yeah, to have a big name pop out of there is kind of like he's been in that box for a month, 3 weeks, whatever. I don't think so. Second of all, you know, do you have it saying, okay, open the box and it says, hey, it's a countdown clock or something that refers to another guy, you know, and then he comes out or whatever it is. But I don't know if there's a big enough free agent to even give a shit about this box, you know?
Yeah.
Because I guess Jericho re-signed with AEW, I think. I don't know if that's true or not. Saw something on X, didn't care. But I think Edge is available. So it could be him. But again, don't tell me that Edge has been in that box for 3 weeks. Give me something else that alludes to that, you know?
Yeah. But what do you think could be in this box? Because we forgot to talk about it last week on our episode. But what do you think is in the box?
Well, it can't be a person because that's just so stupid. That's so 1990s, you know?
Yeah.
And even then, you're right. It's like the fucking gobbledygooker egg, right? It's terrible. So yes, it would have to be, in my opinion, if you're going to use this box as a teaser, it's got to be something referring to a legend or somebody that we know is worthwhile giving a damn about their career, right? So I don't know if it's Edge or Edge and Christian. I don't even know what Christian's doing these days. I don't know if he's still at AEW. You know, maybe 2 chairs for the concerto. You know, I don't know what it could be. You know, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with it. I really hope, for the sake of the product, it's just not something fucking stupid.
Oh man!
And it's not an actual talent who pops out and goes, hey, or it's like,
and then the
oh,
commentators
hey,
would
you've
be
been
like,
in there
"It's
for 3
that
weeks.
guy!
That's cool."
It's that guy! He's been in the box the whole time!"
Yeah. So
It's the masked man. We might not even get that revealed to us who the masked man is. It's like
at this point, all these injuries, you never know, right?
the Vision is a
Jesus.
curse.
Yeah. Yeah, really. Yeah, man, that's unfortunate. Now Bronson Reed heals quickly, but yeah, that's, man,
I'm
tough
curious if they
break.
were going to have him win that.
Oh, that was my guess.
Yeah.
From last week's show that we did. I called it the women's one, and I thought I called that one. But and it's unfortunate because if you were to ask me, before he got hurt, most improved wrestler of the last 6 to 12 months, I would say Bronson Reed for sure.
Yeah.
Because he has come a long way, man. His stock has risen. He's better on the mic.
Yeah.
His moves are just solid, and the whole vision thing has worked for him really well. At first, I didn't think it was going to, and he proved me wrong on that.
That's good.
So
that's what we want. We want to be proven wrong.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's unfortunate. I just hope it's something he can come back with before, I don't know, SummerSlam. It's August, right? So 6 months.
Oof. Yeah, that's rough. I mean, what are they going to do with the Vision in the meantime? I mean, push Austin Theory a little more. That's all you got left.
Absolutely. Yeah, Logan Paul, Austin Theory.
There you go. There's that tag team. Turn them into a tag team. There's only 2 people left on the Vision. Make them a tag team with Paul Heyman being their manager. I mean,
well, here's the thing, and I was thinking of this too. All right, so Braun Breaker got hurt. Bronson Reed got hurt. Unfortunate. Don't want anybody getting hurt. But
correct.
if it happens, utilize it for a storyline. This is, again, the creative process, right? We can film stuff backstage pretending that it's pre-injuries with Logan Paul or, Paul Heyman, where they're doing something that could lead to an injury with that person.
Mm-hmm.
And then have somebody else get hurt. And then it's like, holy shit, man. I've gone back and looked at this footage, and look what you did here. He got hurt. And then look what you did here. He got hurt. And that's how you turn somebody. You utilize it. You do something. Get creative. We're in an age now in 2026 where you can do stuff post and even use AI to make it look real. And just get goddamn creative. And I know it's, back 25 years ago when we didn't have all that, it was kind of like, oh, you can't do that. Okay, my bad. I get it. But now you can.
Yeah.
So let's use the unfortunate circumstances to our advantage.
Again, the business comes first. It's like, think about the business. What will this do for the business? What will this do? And I feel like they're not thinking about all that. They might be thinking about that, but in a different, in the wrong kind of way. Pushing Jey Uso is a good example. Man, I hate that Jey Uso is going to be in the Elimination Chamber. I hate it more than pushing fucking Javon Evans, in my opinion, because you take Jey Uso and Javon Evans. Javon Evans is still a little new. There's still things that you can tweak with him. He's still fresh. He's still there's always improving upon that. But with Jey Uso, I feel like there's not much you could do with Jey Uso. There's not much improvement that you can do because he's already set his baseline up. And And yeah, so I mean, I hate that Jey Uso. Every time Jey Uso comes out, I'm always just disappointed.
Well, Jey Uso for me is mid card talent, and he could have been just somebody that you could work with Dom for a year with the Intercontinental title and make it mean something and make that title important. They could, drop it to each other back and forth, have a best of 5 series week after week on Raw, have ladder match, you know, you could stretch that out for a good year. Um, but world championship for me, Jey Uso is definitely not that guy. Um, but definitely mid card, Intercontinental title, you get that over and play with that for 12, 18 months, like I said, with Dom, and then carry it on further,
Yeah,
um, but I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. Um, we also had Raquel Rodriguez win in the triple threat
Yes,
against Io Sky and Kari Sane. I mean,
yes, call that one as well.
yeah,
I love Raquel.
that makes sense. Very interested to see if they'll have her win the Elimination Chamber, but we'll go
I
over
would.
that in a sec.
Yep. Right.
And then we had Brock Lesnar come out, basically have Paul Heyman, you know, challenge the whole WWE locker room to go up against Brock Lesnar, and
Mhm.
you know, the only person that was not in the WWE locker room at this time was Gunther. So maybe Gunther will be the next challenge for Brock Lesnar, which I think would be pretty cool. But I think that's a little too soon because I don't know if Brock Lesnar is ready to retire yet. But I don't know. That's something that they could set up. But it looks like they're doing stuff with him and fucking Dragon Lee, which I'm like, whatever. I just saw Gunther
Yeah.
destroy Cena, AJ Styles, and Goldberg, and his next opponent will be a little luchador. All right.
Yeah, and maybe that's where they're going. Like beat up the little luchador, be a bully, and then Lesnar or somebody stands up for the little guy, and you know Orton,
that
maybe, I
would
don't know,
that would be
somebody.
pretty good. Or
Yeah.
I don't think Orton's ready yet. I don't think he's ready to leave yet, but for sure that would be. I mean, how poetic would it be for Orton to lose to Gunther, and that's his last match? You know, similar to how he was the legend killer. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
that, that'd be pretty
Yeah,
cool. But yeah,
but then we had the segment of Liv and her
yes,
deciding what championship she's going to go for.
yeah.
Um,
So yeah,
Probably the best segment on the whole show.
sure, would have been cool if Jade Cargill did a little more, but whatever. I mean, she's not even on Raw
Yeah, we
anyway,
got to
so.
see Liv Morgan look good. But yeah, no, she was great on the mic, and Stephanie McClure, she's solid.
Yeah,
She's delivers good. She sold that mic pop to the head. That was great.
yeah.
Um, so it's Fakur and Morgan at Mania, which is awesome. And then whoever wins the chamber will face Cargill. And
Yeah.
Raquel Rodriguez and Cargill would be good.
Yeah, I agree. That's pretty much it for Raw. I mean, we talked about the tribute for um, AJ Styles. Undertaker came out, basically surprised Styles about how he's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame of 2026. Which do you think Cena's going to be in? I mean, Cena's got to be in 2026, right? He's got to be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. Yeah, first ballot. I mean, I don't know. I don't see why not. Unless he's got some other commitments where it doesn't work with his timetable. But other than that, sure, make it a stacked,
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
But maybe they don't want him in just yet. Maybe they want to just wait till give it a year to breathe and bring him in. Do a Cena years tour of Hall of Fame and
Yeah.
turn him heel and. But yeah, so I think maybe they'll give more notice if Cena's going to go in. But maybe that'll be the caveat of 2 weeks out and here we go. Want some more tickets? John Cena. Boom.
Yeah.
It's
true.
That's
how you do it. But yeah, let's go into the Elimination Chamber. I mean, we got Punk versus Finn for, I'm guessing, the main event. I don't know. This is
real quick. Can we pause real quick?
Yeah. Now, all right, we're back. Okay, so yeah, I mean, we have Finn versus CM Punk for the the World Heavyweight Champion. The World Heavyweight Championship. Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to see Finn go over. Obviously, it's not going to happen because of the Mania match with Punk, but you never know. Maybe something's going to happen where it turns the Mania match into a three-way. Who knows?
Yeah. And then have Finn go over.
At Finn, why not? Yeah. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like this is just a nothing burger of a match. I mean, unfortunately, because I like Finn as talent, but I don't know. Just not excited for it, which is just upsetting because it's the World Heavyweight Championship. But whatever. Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee.
Do not care.
Yeah, don't care.
I mean, I would imagine AJ is going to go over, get the belt. That's why they put it back on Becky. And you had her and Punk with both belts and blah, blah, blah. Boring.
You do. Yeah. Agreed. I wish Becky Lynch would just stomp AJ Lee for this match, but it's not going to happen. But yeah, I agree with you. I think AJ is going to win this. Now for the Elimination Chamber matches. I mean,
unless
Rollins
comes out and helps Becky go over to reignite him and Punk. I don't know.
I think they're gonna save that till Mania because Rollins has history with Punk and Roman. So I think having him come out during Mania and I don't know, but
I don't know. Maybe Rollins ends up helping Roman Reigns win, and we have a brand new Shield. And Paul Heyman's like, "What the hell is going on here?"
Yeah.
And I have Shield versus Vision, and you have two former Heyman guys in the Shield now, and
that would be
races.
That would be interesting. That'd be interesting. That one's free.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that one's free.
Another freebie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not moving to Connecticut. I got a business to run here in California, but I will put the time in to help with creative.
That's what Doyledin has been about is trying to get my dad to work again for WWE.
No, absolutely not. No.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would love anything to make those two matches interesting, but whatever. Now the Elimination Chamber. The Women's Elimination Chamber, we have Tiffany Stratton versus Rhea Ripley versus Alexa Bliss versus Asuka versus Kiana James versus Raquel Rodriguez. And I mean, yeah, for Kel winning that would be my pick.
I mean, I'm high on Kiana James. I think she's got a great talent. It's great luck, and I think she could be a megastar. I don't know if they want to push her that quick. But Raquel Rodriguez certainly deserves it. She has come a long way. We're talking about most improved. I was talking about most improved wrestler for the last 6 to 12 months on the men's division. Talking about the women's division, for me, it's Raquel Rodriguez, man. And I'd say I would put her over, and I would put her over at Mania.
Yeah, that would be great.
But I just don't see, them putting anybody over Jade Cargill at Mania. I mean, Jade's hardly. I don't think she's defended the title once since she got it. She's been on TV once or twice. I don't know what's going on there, but I mean, it's another title just gone by the wayside. Means nothing.
Yep. I don't really have much to say about that. Other than I agree, but yeah, I mean, you have Jade Cargill as the champ, but not acting like the champ.
Right.
It's disappointing. But now for the men's Elimination Chamber, we have Randy Orton versus LA Knight versus Cody Rhodes versus Javon Evans versus Trick Williams versus Jey Uso. I mean,
hey, man. I mean, LA Knight, we already discussed this last week. I'd have LA Knight go over and go for a championship while he's still got some gas in the tank. I think him and Cody would be a hell of a... Is it Cody the champ? I don't even know fucking who's the champ on the program anymore.
Drew McIntyre.
Oh, Drew McIntyre.
Cody's in the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. LA Knight and Drew McIntyre would be a hell of a match. We talked about this. 2 huge guys, 2 big guys, 2 guys who can talk in the mic, build it up, sell the fucking product.
Yeah.
That's my pick.
That is my pick, too. I don't think Cody Rhodes needs to go after a title again. I mean, that's kind of why he's in the Elimination Chamber, because he is going after the title. But I don't think you need Cody to be in a, title storyline or championship storyline.
Right. Absolutely not.
Same thing with Randy Orton. You don't need him in that. But LA Knight, that's somebody who I don't think has been pushed enough. Especially with how good he is on the mic and in the ring. But yeah, and then everybody else, who gives a fuck about everybody else? Jey Uso.
What is a Trick Williams?
Yeah, Trick Williams. Yeah. Javon Evans. I mean, Offset's coming out for Javon Evans. What they do?
I mean, give me a character. Give me something. Give me... Who is Trick Williams?
Yeah.
Trick the...
Does he even pull tricks? Does he do tricks like
Trick the Magician Williams?
Yeah, does he is he like a magician?
Maybe he'll disappear quicker than we think.
We'll have to come back to this video in about 2 months and see where Trick Williams is. But that's it for the Elimination Chamber. I mean, we kind of talked about all this stuff, last episode, and our opinions haven't changed. So yeah. Then I mean, what about Obafemi? What are your thoughts about Obafemi? It seems like they're going to be pushing him at some point.
I need to see more out of him. I need to see better stuff. He was in the ring with that one guy who's plays the real feminine guy on SmackDown, I think it was, and maybe it was Raw. I forget. It all rolls into one. And then he annihilated them. That's fine. I mean, that type of gimmick deserves that. That's what he's there for. But I need to see more of who this guy is. Again, character. Who is Obafemi? He comes out with the fur stuff on him. Is he supposed to be some African Zulu? I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm asking a question because I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
I just know he's a big dude who can fucking destroy people. Great. But then what?
Yeah.
You know, if he's a face, I still need to know who he is. If he's a heel, okay, cool. Have him come out and destroy people because now I want to see him get his ass kicked no matter what because he's destroying good guys that I like, right? But as a face, you want people to adapt to him. Okay, him and Rusev are kind of maybe getting at it, right? Maybe that's going to be the Mania match. But I still need to know who he is.
I would watch that.
And yeah,
but yeah, I agree.
I don't know where Sheamus went. Sheamus Rusev was amazing. The best of 5 or whatever that was.
Another storyline without a belt.
Right, didn't need it.
Yeah.
Those guys were tremendous. But then, like we talked earlier about another, couple of guys going at it, maybe best of 5 or something like that. They did that with them, which I just remembered, and it worked. Right, it was intriguing. Okay, who's going to win this week? Now they're beating the shit out of each other. Okay, I gotta see it.
Yeah.
But Femi, I want to see like, Mark Henry came into WWE as the world's strongest man. They had him lifting stuff, and oh my God, this guy is powerful. Okay, he didn't even touch anybody. Big guys like that, you want to get across, their strength and their size, and having them just beat up shitty heels every week. It's kind of like, okay,
yeah.
Obviously, whoever he fights, if he goes against Rusev, obviously he's going to win because you can't have him beat up shitty heels every week and then lose to the first big guy he beats. That makes him look like shit.
Yeah.
So if he goes against Rusev at Mania, he's going over, which I think is, as long as it's done right, I just don't hurt Rusev's stock because I think Rusev has a lot to offer the roster. I think Rusev is such a great talent and needs to be pushed a little better.
Agreed. And
but anyway,
with how good the storyline was between him and Sheamus, I think that proves your point.
Right.
But
yeah. Raw is Elimination Chamber is this weekend.
Yep, Saturday.
Okay. All right.
So next week we'll be talking about it. Next week we'll be talking about it.
Or will we?
And we will probably have, we will definitely have Raw to talk about as well. So, hopefully it's good. Hopefully whatever is in that box is, worth our time.
Spoiled. Doesn't stink.
Yeah. I don't know. But
boiled in.
I don't think the Elimination Chamber is going to be that good. Hopefully I'm wrong. I hope it, turns out to be a really good PLE, but my hopes are pretty low on that, unfortunately. And it sucks, but just get better. Like stop being lazy. They're just being lazy. They're not using their brains to their full capacity, and it's upsetting. That's it. That's all I got to say. I mean, anything else before we close this out?
No, I just with you on this one. I don't know about get a chance to watch it live, but I hope it's a good event.
I won't watch it live. I got to turn off my ESPN fucking notifications because they fucking even on fucking Raw. I hadn't even watched. I was in the middle of watching Raw, a little behind when it aired because I wasn't watching it live. And as I'm watching Raw, ESPN's giving me notifications like, "Oh, Jey Uso won the fucking triple threat or whatever," and I'm like, "God damn it!" Like, why tell me and spoil that for me?
I'm surprised at two things. I'm surprised ESPN gives notifications on Raw. That's pretty awesome. I'm surprised they said "fucking" in their text message to you. That's crazy.
so yeah, ESPN, not only Raw but anything related to WWE, they're giving notifications as if like fucking Peyton Manning just scored a touchdown.
Yeah, and that's part of why TKO is pushing this more like a UFC kind of thing because they want that. Treat like a real sport kind of thing, but again, it's pro wrestling. You can't. You can still do the storylines, but
I think the notifications are cool. if you keep them
Notifications
vague,
are cool, but that's
keep them vague, being like, we have a new champion, or something, something like that. Don't tell me, this is who won the match. Be like, and the new entry into the Elimination Chamber has been, given to the winner of whatever. You know what I'm trying to say, but like, keep it vague. Keep it to where like, oh, what the fuck, like, who won this match then? Or things like, because I totally forgot that Jey Uso was even in the fucking match. I totally forgot that the match was even going on Monday. And so when I got that notification, I was just like, oh, that's right. It's the last match to see who's going to Elimination Chamber. But they already told me who the winner was, so it's like, why do I don't even need to watch it now. I could just skip past it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, but my point was TKO wants ESPN to treat it like a real sport, so you get those notifications. So it pushes it out there. See, you have the ESPN app, so maybe you don't watch wrestling, but you're getting these notifications. Oh, make me curious. But they want it more real names, kind of less pro wrestling style, because when a random football player or football fan or hockey fan gets these notifications, they don't want it to seem like, what is, like, Stone Cold what, or not that people don't know who Stone Cold is, but you know what I'm saying, like a gimmick name. They want like real names and like real people, and make it feel like a real sport kind of thing. And but at the same time, that doesn't work.
Nope.
And it's not working. So notifications are cool, but give me characters.
Yeah.
I'm almost 50. I want fucking gimmicky characters. It's not embarrassing. It's not fucking. Nobody's too old for it. So stop. Just give it to me.
I mean, it's like a movie. Do you want a well-written character or not? Like, do you want to watch a movie to where you're going to support the main character, or do you want to watch a movie to just see the main character do some cool shit, and then not have any character behind who that person is and why he's doing all that cool shit? I'd rather have a well-written character, but I don't know. Maybe people prefer it just simpler, or just, I don't care. Just have them do some cool shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
anyway,
anything else to say before we close it off? Hopefully
they're good matches. I think we'll get some. I think the ladies' match should be really good.
Yeah.
As long as they don't try to do things they haven't really worked on, and as long as they don't stand around waiting for the next move, they got to stop that. But other than that, I think women's match is going to be really good. Guys' match, I think, will be fine. I think you're going to have a couple high spots off the pods, like I said, and that's going to be great. Probably the most memorable thing of the match. Hopefully, LA Knight goes over. Other than that, that's it.
Yeah. I agree with everything you just said.
Mania,
When is Mania? Let's look that up before. April? March?
April 4th? I don't know what that Sunday is. Or Saturday and Sunday, should I say.
Actually, I think it's end of March. Or no, sorry.
The end of March?
April 7th. Or no, what the fuck?
Okay.
Give me a sec. April 18th.
Or you're 20.
April 18th.
Wow, that's late. Okay.
I think. Let me double check. Yeah, April 18th.
Yeah.
So then what the hell is in March? Are we having like a Saturday Night's Main Event in March, or? Because.
No idea.
There's no PLE in March that I know of.
I'm okay with not having. I'm not. Dude, great.
Yeah.
You have a whole 6 weeks now to push these storylines. And that's the way it should be.
And get Mania
build to
prepped.
Mania. Yeah, you have all that time to fucking get those plates going so that volcano fucking erupts on Mania, and get that friction. Let's go.
Yeah.
They don't need to be on TV every week. The heel can be on TV this week. Face can be on TV next week. You don't need them both on the same show. Towards the end, week before, 2 weeks before, that's when you start really grinding the gears, getting in each other's face, getting the pull aparts, getting an attack backstage, getting an attack during a match. Don't need it right now. Start the slow process.
It's the
Hey man,
psychology.
you boil when you boil something, right? You got to slowly boils, right? Slowly gets there.
Yeah.
Doesn't just automatically go boom. You know? So
It would be more convenient if it did, though.
Yeah, would be. But then it's over. Yeah.
But
anyway,
yeah,
enjoy Chamber.
Yeah, until Elimination Chamber, we'll be talking about it next week, and don't miss it. If you've made it this far, don't miss it. Don't miss it, because I think it's gonna make or break me. It's gonna make, if it sucks, you will hear my wrath on the next episode.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, but yeah, this has been the Doyledin podcast. Have a good day. Have a good night. Whatever your time zone may be, don't forget to stay Doyledin. Catch you on the next one, guys. Take care.